A few days earlier, Trump suggested a 2-week period for diplomacy, giving Iran some time to unconditionally surrender. Today, Donald Trump announced that U.S. forces already bombed 3 nuclear facilities in Iran, claiming that the strikes completely obliterated Iran's nuclear enrichment capacity. Let's rewind. Iran has been under relentless airstrikes from Israel this past week. Its air defenses crippled, and its skies left undefended. The capital, Tehran, saw critical infrastructure turned into rubble. Its largest fuel refinery went up in flames. And in a single devastating blow, at least 10 senior military commanders and top nuclear scientists were killed. So, what is this war about? The Middle East has always been trapped in endless conflict, wars, revolutions and shifting alliances, and Iran consistently finds itself at the heart of it. Despite holding the world's 4th largest oil reserves and 2nd largest natural gas reserves, Iran remains surprisingly poor, and its relationship with the West is deeply hostile. The US and Iran were not always enemies. In fact, they were once close allies. But the 1979 Iranian Revolution reshaped everything. For decades, the US-backed Shah ruled with an iron fist, until mass protests toppled him. In his place, a new Islamic regime took power, one that saw America as an enemy. When Iranian students seized the U.S. embassy and held 52 Americans hostage for 444 days, it triggered a total breakdown in relations. Worse for Iran, its Shia Muslim leadership put it at odds with most of the Middle East, where Sunni powers like Saudi Arabia dominate. Isolated and surrounded by rivals, Iran had to find another way to project power. Instead of fighting direct wars, Iran built a network of proxy militias, shadow armies it could arm, train, and deploy without openly declaring war. Groups like Lebanon's Hezbollah, Yemen's Houthis, and Gaza's Hamas became Iran's frontline fighters against its 2 greatest foes, the US and Israel. Through them, Iran could strike without ever putting its own soldiers at risk. But this strategy has its limits. After the recent Gaza war, Hamas is severely weakened, Syria's civil war has drained resources, and Israel has grown bolder in targeting Iranian operatives abroad. And now, Iran itself is facing relentless airstrikes from Israel, a dramatic escalation in their shadow war. Israel claims to be targeting Iran's nuclear facilities and military bases. As Israel's prime minister warns, Iran could produce a nuclear weapon in months, or maybe a year. But does Iran actually have nukes? No one knows for sure. What many don't realize is that Iran's nuclear program was actually jump-started by the United States. Back in 1957, when the two were allies, the US provided nuclear technology, trained Iranian scientists, and even helped build reactors. But everything changed after the Islamic Revolution in 1979. The same nuclear infrastructure the US had built fell into the hands of a regime that called America the Great Satan. Overnight, Iran's nuclear program went from partnered to pariah, and the West has imposed harsh sanctions on Iran for its nuclear projects. In 2015, 6 nations, including the US, struck a deal to limit Iran's uranium stockpile. But in 2018, Trump pulled out, calling it a bad deal. Iran responded by ramping up enrichment. For decades, Israeli leaders have warned, Iran is months away from a bomb. Yet here we are, years later, and only now has Israel launched this unprecedented attack. Why strike now? Simple, Iran's proxy militias are weakened. Israel saw an opening and took it. And now the US is involved. Some say that this attack might only fuel Iran's determination to build a bomb faster than ever. The question remains, did the US and Israel just delay the inevitable, or accelerate it? What is sure, is that potential Iranian retaliation is coming. Is Trump edging the world closer to a broader war with his bait-and-switch tactic? Is World War III looming closer? Drop your thoughts below.